welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon. As you can see right next to me, I have some very famous faces. I've got Kevin Dorsey with me. Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing great.
You're looking absolutely amazing.
Thank you
I asked
so
him a
much.
question because he's got this voice, this very deep voice, and I said to him, I said, you know, you're the type of person that really doesn't ever get into a row or an argument. And he said, you're right, because you don't look as if you're just that calm type of person.
I do have that
Lovely,
calming personality.
and he has a famous voice as well, but we're going to get back to that. And then we have the Funky Divas.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, you were on my show before.
Yes.
And with your other, how many of you are there? 3 or 4 of you?
There's 4 of us.
There's 4
yes.
of you. So I've now got a third one, but I haven't
Yes.
got the 4th one yet, have I?
We haven't got it yet.
The 4th one's always missing, so I guess that's an excuse to have another show.
Exactly. That's
the
our
whole plan.
That's our strategy.
Now you see how they harmonise. Oh my God! Back right in the swing of it. Kevin, how do you manage with all these young ladies? This is a hard task for you because you know they're so gorgeous.
Well, you do.
You see,
That's it, you know.
You just
I told you it's very calm. You just
They're always right, you know. So
Oh, he learned that.
you go.
You know, the wife is always right.
Yeah,
you know, keep the wife happy. You'll
the-
have a happy marriage.
Right.
yeah, honeydew.
He knows.
Honeydew. That's what they call it.
Now
yes.
you were also you have a very famous voice, and everybody keeps asking you to say one line.
Yes.
And what movie was that from?
That was from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And what was that one line? You gotta hear this.
Oh yeah.
That was a line that was so famous, and it kind of never left. It's never gonna leave.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, we were doing the film, and the composer, Ira Newborn, asked me he said, I need you to say, oh yeah, the sun, beautiful, more beautiful, and laugh. And it's
So was
been,
the whole thing. Now, were you behind the scenes of this movie, or were you?
I was working on the soundtrack and the score. Ira was scoring, and we were there doing backgrounds along with the orchestra.
Yes.
And that originally was done by a group out of Germany, called Yellow. And he just felt that it needed a little more oomph for the film, yes.
And so you came in and did the
And so he,
So now Kevin is doing the with the Funky Divas.
yes I am.
Now, how did you sort of start when you first started getting involved with this? I'm going to call you a group.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
A group. There's 4 of them, and you all harmonise together, right?
Yes.
Do any one of 4 of you do solos?
All of them.
They all do a
Yes,
solo.
they do.
So you got involved with this group. What made? I mean, looks I can understand, but what with your experience and what you do and what he's done in this world, which we're going to get into later, what made you choose this particular group?
Well, their manager and I guess the word would be founder, if you will, Terry Harris,
Yes.
asked me to come in and be a part of the production aspect of the group. And as I met each of them, I mean, their personalities just do this to you, just grab you. And then when you hear them, you know, it just says, okay, there's nothing like real singing. Because unfortunately, and once again, this is just my
Your opinion. That's all we need.
There's not a lot of singing in today's music much, to me.
You're right. There's a lot of entertainment out there, but they haven't got the groups like they used to have them.
No.
Some of these groups. Now, your father was a Temptation singer.
Yes.
That's who her
Like
dad
great
is.
Aliah Woodson.
Now, which Ali?
Aliah Woodson.
Aliah Woodson.
Yes.
And so, did you take on your dad's voice, or did he teach you, or did you just?
You know, I was always blessed to have a voice. Everyone says when I was little, I would just like
Sing.
yell and scream like, well, hopefully she has a voice, and thank God I do. But I would say I have my own tone, but I could definitely say that I have his power sometimes too, his power range. My dad could go all ups and downs and side to side. He was amazing.
Did
so.
you know her father?
Very well,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Very well.
And she's obviously living up to the standard. It's really hard standard to live up to, let me tell you.
Yes,
Thank you.
That-
and it's great to see that. I mean, because there's so much everybody's now is pushing buttons and melodyne.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. So, but you've got 4 real voices here.
Yes.
Now, you also, I asked if they individually sang themselves, you know, because I know 3 can harmonize, and then you've got 1 singing, and you do a lot of that, and each one have a turn. I don't want to call it a turn, but each one has a time to sing.
You know, the great thing about the Funky Divas is you get to see and hear 4 different personalities, musical personalities, coming together as one.
Because that's what harmonizing is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's getting that note together and getting them all coming in at the same time and leaving at the same time, and also all having the same pitch.
Right.
Or if you're a director, you do different pitches, right?
Yes, yes.
So you must have an incredible time putting CDs. Do you still call them CDs? Have you got CDs out? Have you?
We are actually working on a full album, but we are celebrating the release of our new single, Dancing in the Streets. That's going to be all over the radio next week, and we have billboards going up and a music video as well to follow along shortly after. So, but we are in works of like a whole project, a whole album.
So they're putting a whole project together.
Yes.
Now
yes.
that's a big commitment, and that's a lot of hard work. People think, you know, you just go in and sing and leave, and that's it doesn't quite work that way. It just doesn't. So you know how that works.
Yes.
Are they pretty punctual, and are they pretty responsible on their
Very, very much so, because they know what it takes to be great.
Yeah.
It takes hard work, and they're punctual, they're not happy. If it's not like they wanted, or like I wanted, or like one of the other producers wanted, you hear nothing from them but let's go again. Let's do it until it's right.
So you are all 4 of you, just talking to 2 of you, but all 4 of you are allowed to speak out if you don't feel that it's the right tone or the right note you want.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've all been, like, if one of us is struggling learning one of the harmonies or something like that, like, we'll stay in there and do it until it's right and give our 2 cents if
So you
that
don't
need be.
quit, you just keep going.
Yeah, we keep trying to do it until it's like,
Until it's
okay,
perfect.
this is the right
This is the right
take.
tone,
Yeah.
this is the right take, this is what we want to reach, this is what we want. Who does the lyrics? Who does the writing for you? Where does that come in?
So it's been a mixture. We're also working with Chucky Booker. So he's written one of the songs, and our manager, Terry Harris, has also written some of the songs. Dancing in the Streets was obviously not written by us, but
Al McKay as
yeah.
well.
So we're working with a variety of people, and
We also put we can write too. So
so we
I was going to say, do
Yeah.
you write as well? They
so
write
like
as
one
well.
of the songs I wrote, we're going to start working on really soon.
And what is that one about, and how did you get that song in your heart?
Well, I mean, I wrote it like a while ago. It's just like dancing in New York City, like in the summer. It's got more of like a disco-y feel, but it's a fun kind of just like going out type of song.
What young girls do today.
Yeah,
Exactly.
basically. Yeah.
Go out and you have fun and you think up all these wonderful things.
Right.
What trouble can we get into?
Yeah.
Fun trouble.
Fun trouble, yeah.
Fun, easy trouble.
Yeah, fun, easy.
Like
easy.
dancing in the streets.
Now, so who does the choreography for you? Is this all put together while you're, because I haven't seen your show, so while you are singing, you're also dancing as well, correct? Are you?
Yes, we haven't started working on our choreography just yet, but I know that our manager has some big names that we're going to start practicing with, because we do have some shows in October here
wow,
in
that's
Vegas.
cool.
We're super
Yes.
excited for that.
Yay! So that means October's waking up at long last.
We're also going to be performing in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, in LA.
Oh, wait a minute, not Beverly Hills, they're going to my hometown.
What?
I love Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
I love Rodeo Drive and all that.
Yes.
All that crazy stuff.
Yes.
So where are you performing in Beverly Hills? There is a theatre there, isn't there?
Saban Theater, yes.
Saban Theatre. Yeah, I know it
Yeah.
very, very well.
Yeah, we're super excited.
So when you get all these together, your four, I can't call them your 4 girls. That's what they are. How do you organise this all, and how do you sort of, because you've got such a great knowledge behind you of what you've done and how you've put performances together.
They make my job easy because they have the instruments, and they're so in tune and so hungry to want to just sound fantastic, And as a matter of fact, we go in the studio tomorrow, and we're it's a pleasure to have the legendary Al McKay.
Oh, McKay.
From the group,
cool.
from the group Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yes, yeah.
He's written and produced a few songs for the girls that they're gonna dive into tomorrow, and we all get to
put it together.
It's kind of like baking, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody puts
You
their
need a
little ingredients
Yep.
and
little baking powder.
Yep.
and then it comes out, you know, just this fantastic with them gourmet, you know, meal.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they get to do, you know, wonderful shows like this, because most people only get to, they think they see the wine and the roses. They don't realize the work
that
behind
goes
into
it. And
it.
that's what I like to bring out, is the work that goes behind these 4 young ladies that could be out having a lot of fun, but no, they're not. They're dedicating your lives to what you. But this is really what you want, though. This is your dream.
Oh yeah.
This is how you want to have your life, and you want to become famous. Do you want to become famous?
Yes, but not only, you know, I've always loved to sing. I've always loved to put smiles on people's faces, and when I perform and I'm on stage, I give that feeling out, so that just makes me happy. So and that's just the benefit of, you know, singing and stuff. But I want to just continue with the girls to make people happy and create music that feels good and everyone can relate to. And we don't want to put ourselves in a specific genre, you know, because we want to make sure that we make music for everybody.
For everybody.
We want to make people feel good, and
even for the older generation.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then just being a part of the group, I'm so blessed and thankful, you know.
And how do you are you together every day? Are you together most of the time? How does all that work?
Not every day. We're usually more together for studio time, rehearsals, some leisure activities too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. They're at night, you know. They've got one of those $25,000 booths with all the champagne and everything. Okay, got the message. But so how do you feel about your career now? You've got yourself, you know, did you sing alone or by yourself to start with, or how did you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been singing my whole life, but now that it's being part of a group and working with some amazing people, producers, Kevin himself.
Do you still sing by yourself?
I do sing by myself, but it's kind of during the pandemic time right now that, you know, we have our shows coming up, but... Yeah, I actually live in Texas. Oh, yeah. And they live in LA, so it's kind of
And where do you live, Kevin?
Oh, I live in Los Angeles.
Yeah, they live in LA.
They all live in LA. Everybody's in, but everything's coming out to Vegas now, isn't it?
Yeah, and we kind of meet here, and we go to LA, and we kind of make all that work. But on the side, I perform like in my hometown.
But you perform in your hometown, and what name do you go under with that?
Elia Esparza.
Elia Esparza. What a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Lovely name.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Aliah Esparza. I love that.
And Miss Temptation.
I know, right?
What name do you go under?
Aliah.
Aliah. You go under Aliah. And where do you sing? And when you sing solo as well?
So, yes, I haven't been able to perform, obviously, because of COVID. But I like to do cover songs, and I'm in the studio just recording. You know, you can never record too much.
No, that's true.
Yeah, so I've just been doing that and staying relevant in the studio. And
that's awesome. And what about the other 2 young ladies that aren't with us today? So, you know, where are they now? Why are they not with us?
And, you know, for that, I actually know that they had previous engagements. And I always say when you have 2, you have 4, because they speak for each other.
Yeah,
you know?
we do.
And that's what you know, a group does. And as they have been coming together and beginning to gel, I mean, it's wonderful to see.
So do you think now that coming in October, they're going to make this big splash, which you're going to do, because we're all behind you, this is the start of them going up the ladder and everybody's starting to notice
Well, you know,
how is that going to work?
As they begin to, as the promotion and marketing and media is beginning to swell, if you will, you know, naturally the first thing that they'll have to battle is, oh my God, here's the new in vogue.
I love it.
You know, and in my opinion, they may be this generation's in vogue, but there's so much more.
Yes.
because of where they are mentally, spiritually, where they are as far as their talents. And they're just ready to take on a lot more, especially during this particular time.
Absolutely.
You know,
That you're
I
all
mean,
prepared for it and you're ready to be out there.
and they're coming
And
at, you know,
they're coming at a good time, actually.
they're coming at a good time, and they're coming post-pandemic.
And I think what this might bring, in fact, I know it, well, to know is only, who knows, false positive, is that you're coming out, and maybe we can start bringing some happiness and to bring and start
Light.
bringing some people together, of this not always sort of being aggravated with each other
Right.
and all the stuff that's going on. And the last week what's been going on is horrifying. But maybe because of your harmonizing and how you are, and the young happy faces that are coming out to bring something new into this world of depression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. There's nothing like when you're in a stadium and there's 100,000 people out there, and you're in a different country, and they can't speak English, if you will, but they're singing every lyric.
And they
word for
understand,
word.
and all the
they
people
understand.
understand all the lyrics.
And then
They understand music.
But then it makes you wonder, okay, for 2 hours and 26 minutes, we're all like this.
We're all together.
Why, after that last note, the lights go down and the curtain closes? Why can't that continue?
Right.
Well, that was the message I was
And
talking about.
yeah, and
I
that's
think
what I'm hoping they're going to do. They're going to make that love for one another continue.
I think so. I don't think so. I know so. And I think this is just what we need right now. So we're going to leave it up to you 4 girls. I'm pretending I see 4 of you. And we're going to leave it up to you to see how you can get that message across, especially to the younger generation, because, you know, we've done our stuff, but for the younger generation growing up with a little bit of happiness, and I think if you've got that in your minds, and this is, and you come out with that energy, I think it'll be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, especially like the message in our first single, Dancing in the Streets. It's just like a party, everyone coming together.
Being happy.
All over the
having
world,
a party,
dancing in the
fun,
streets.
dancing. Look how excited they get just even sort of doing it, you know, it's absolutely amazing. I just love it all. How can anybody get hold of this group?
They can get a hold of her naturally through their management.
Yes.
Through Terry Harris. Yes.
And how do they get through to Terry Harris? Do they? There's a phone number. Is there a website? Is there what? How can?
Well, you can find our song on YouTube and Spotify, "Dancing in the Streets," under the Funky Divas. Yes.
Okay, so look for the Funky Divas, Dancing in the Street. Just look at it all over the world, because that's what it's going to be. And that's what
we
it
could
is.
sing you a little.
Yeah, we can.
Oh! Okay, well, we're going to close out with them harmonizing. You're going to harmonize with them. Are you and I going to harmonize with them? Do you think we should be quiet?
I think we should listen.
Don't forget that. Okay, go ahead.
All we need is music, music dulce. There'll be music everywhere.
They'll be laughing and singing and music swinging, dancing in the street. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. Agarra una chica, agarra una chico, todos en el mundo en la calle seguito bailando.
Danzamos nas ruas,
We're dancing,
dancing in the street.
How amazing was that? You lucky man. You. Evan Dorsey is amazing. This is actually our last show of this week, and it's absolutely amazing. What a group. I mean, the Funky Divas, I think you're amazing.
Thank
Kevin,
you.
you're amazing. Thank you for bringing them on. Thank you for coming on again.
Thank you for
This is
having
amazing.
us.
By the way, they
Yes.
have a great manager. She's absolutely wonderful.
Find us on the radio
Yes,
next week.
Oh, they're on the
on the
radio
lookout for
next
Dancing
week.
in the
Yes,
Streets.
yeah.
Oh,
Everywhere.
what radio station?
All over.
All over.
All over, yes.
All over.
Our
Okay,
single will be out,
worldwide.
All over the world.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
So we're
Worldwide.
super excited.
Absolutely amazing. We shall return with another guest. Well, it's not another guest, but will we return? I'll see you in a bit. If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up, and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.